I'm caught in a trap. I won't look back, 'cause I love you, baby. What? That's right. Idol worshiper. No, the reality is, the real reality, every human being is an idol worshiper in imagination. Anyone that believes in their thoughts is an idol worshiper. And in that thought, it creates all kind of images for you. Even when Jesus walked the earth, Jesus was the important, but the Son of God, with the Spirit of the Father in him. But in the people's mind that believe in the thought, the image that would come from the devil, they recreated Jesus into a God. They said, no, he's God. He's like, no, I'm the Son. It's the Father working through me. What I'm doing, you'll be able to do it too because of the Father in you. No. The image put a title on it, and they worship the Father. And they do the same thing with preachers. They do the same thing with musicians, as she was saying, the musicians. They do the same thing with politicians. If you live in your imagination, it creates an image, and you put that person on a pedestal. But the idol worship is in the mind, and because you believe the thoughts, you put the person as your head. You worship the person. But if you are not into thoughts, believing it, because all thoughts are all lies all the time, if you just stay present, you would not put yourself or any human being, no matter what their titles were, on a pedestal. Because it would be impossible to be an idol worshiper because you're not into the imagination. You have to bring every imagination into captivity. Every thought. And you're not going to know the depths of thoughts until you start, the Spirit of God start breaking them down, destroying the ego. And you're going to see how the thoughts have you attached to the world and everything that's in it. Because you worship thoughts. And every human being worship thoughts. And they do get an excitement. They get a bad feeling, they get a good feeling. They got a up and they got a down. They got a hero. Even in my case, people don't see me and just as Jesse, bring the truth. I still got to pray, and I've said all my time, I got to pray, I got to watch me, I got to overcome too. And I'm telling you, this is how you do it. You got to return to the Father. You must be born, your heart must be made of love first, because if you don't have love, the light is not going to shine on these thoughts, which is of the devil, the ego. It's not your thoughts, it's not you, but you're an idol worshiper because you believe in thoughts. Thoughts can make you, it's the thoughts that have you going home and feeling like, you know what, don't totally be raggedy at night. Don't, put on a little bit, a fire may start. It's the thoughts because your mother traumatized you like that, and she recreated you her image, and now you believe it's your own image, and it's not. Oh, and you make excuses. Oh, because I just like looking this way. Or the real you, not like that. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to go out looking like a bomb or anything like that, but you're your mother and not yourself. Come out of thoughts. You could never be I have never treated any human being, no preacher, no pastor, what's his name? Elvis was an amazing musician, but I could see he had problems, but I enjoy his music. And so when he died, I didn't die. I'm like, oh God, I gotta go. Elvis, you can appreciate things without identifying with it, but you can only do that if you're not in your imagination. You can have an appreciation, but don't get any form of identity from it. All human beings are idol worshiping of the thoughts first. That's why your thoughts make you do certain things, make you feel a certain way, make you judge yourself and others, make you cry, make you laugh, make you this and make you that. You're worshiping thought, which is worshiping the devil. And the devil twists your mind, and you think it's your own mind, and you'll make up excuses to protect the craziness of your own mind, and you'll blame other people the way you feel. I was asking Francisco, why don't you let your daddy go? He's always using his daddy. Well, my daddy did this, and my daddy was that. We ain't gonna forget about daddy and just be you. Grow in your own light. Your dad is not responsible for what he is today. He's a grown man. When you were a child, we relied on our parent. We couldn't help it. When we become adult, we rely on God. That's when we have to start to know thyself. Every human being is idle if you believe thoughts. No other human being is to be blamed for your action, what happened to you, or what you do to others. It's on you because you're idol worshiping. And idol worshipers blame everybody else. But you overcome those thoughts, and you can. You will never blame, you will never whine, you will never worship, and yet you'll enjoy one another. And you appreciate, I appreciate a talent, you know, but I wouldn't idol worship it because it's not in my mind that way anymore. You can overcome it. Any questions about that? Yes, and then I'll tell you here.
So speaking of my mother you referenced, I did want to ask you about, because in a million years until I became acquainted with your ministries,
Yes.
I would never have thought that I would need to forgive my mother for anything. In fact, she was an idol for me when she was on the planet. And so now that she's no longer here, if she were here, I would go and forgive her, just out of the pure, just based on what you've said. I feel like probably everyone on the planet needs to go and do that.
Absolutely.
Period.
If they want to be
regardless
free.
of what they think.
Yeah.
But how do you do that when your parent has, passed on?
Good question. You know how now you're starting to see your own weakness. You see your little anger, you're seeing things you're stuck on, you can't help it. And like not you, but something else makes you stay there with it. That's the same thing your mother was feeling. And that came from her mother to you. And if you have children, I don't know if you have any, but let's say you had a daughter or son, you'll pass it on to them too. It's the same spirit. And so seeing it in yourself will allow you to know that your mother could not help herself. And that's what forgiveness is. You will stop resenting her for it. Because she couldn't help it just as you can't help yourself.
I didn't even know I resented her, though. But
Yeah.
still, you're saying over time, like doing the silent prayer and just...
Yeah. You'll start to see. It'll show you what's going on. The light of God will allow you to see the darkness in there and what caused that darkness. And you will start to forgive naturally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Did you have your hand?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like when you do bad things or when your body does bad things, feelings of like guilt or repentance, is that also your thoughts?
Yes. It's not from God and it's not from you. It's from the influencer. Satan influenced you to do it, and then he made you judge yourself so you can overreact and stay with him. But if you did it and then you realize, I didn't want to do that, that's crazy, right? But don't judge it, then you overcome it. Because God is not judging you. He knows that you're possessed with the spirit of the devil in the imagination and in the feelings, the thoughts and the feelings come from the thought. And if you realize that's not what I want to do, without any calling it good or bad, you can overcome it, and you will overcome it. But if you worship the devil by judging yourself and you're worshiping him, you're never going to overcome it. Because in reality, it's not you anyway. You are not your thoughts. You have never been your thoughts and feelings. You will never be your thoughts and feelings in the past or the future. You have never been your thoughts or feelings. It's always been of the devil, possessed, spirit of the devil. And up there above that is you. And you have no idea what that's like. But you will know once you allow the ego to die by going through whatever has to happen. Go into the rain, endure the storm. It's like someone said about buffaloes, when the storm is coming, rather than the buffaloes running this way, the storm is coming here, they turn around and run toward the storm. That's what you got to do in life. Instead of feeling guilty, run into it and go through it. You got to change the way you've been dealing with it.